Ian Garrett talks a big game, but he might just have the skill set and the discipline and the patience to become a great, and we're gonna break down why. Ian Garrett has a very frustrating fight style in that he is not going to engage you unless he is going to come out on top. And if you go in for an exchange, for a grappling, for a strike, he's just gonna back away at the diagonal, he's gonna circle around, he's gonna play the game in the way that he wants to play, which is a discipline that a lot of people don't really have. So what happens when it doesn't go his way? Well, I went back and watched the Shavkat Rakhmonov fight, for example. That was a very clinch-heavy fight, and it was not fun to watch. I'm just gonna save you the trouble there. The entire fight was just the clinch. And by the way, Ian, even though it didn't go the way that he likes, being on the outside, circling, finding some kicks here and there, it didn't go the way that he wanted. He almost got a submission over Shavkat Rakhmonov, who is 19-0 in the sport. So before you just go and dismiss Ian, maybe he can't take on, for example, this weekend he may not be able to take on Islam Makhachev. Well, just remember that he nearly submitted Shavkat, who is undefeated. That was in a fight where it was not going his way. What does that tell you? Well, it tells me, on the very limited amount that I've been able to study, is when a fight doesn't go his way, he doesn't get frustrated and make ridiculous mistakes. He doesn't get hasty. He doesn't go in for some bloodthirsty exchange. He doesn't go red. He doesn't see red and get violent. He stays disciplined. He stays on his game plan, and he was able to find some moments. With a fighter like Islam, you cannot afford for even a moment to not be undisciplined. I just heard on the Deep Waters podcast with Jorge Masvidal, Chris Weidman, and Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier was breaking down his loss to Islam. He said at the end of the fight, he was getting a little lazy. Islam grabbed the heel. I talked about this on another video. Go watch my other video. He said he grabbed the heel, and I said in the video, he would not let that thing go. I remember just seeing Islam just reaching down, yanking at this heel, and he said, you know, hindsight's 2020, so you can't discount that. I'm not, we're not taking anything away from Dustin here. He said I could have just turned, jumped out of it, ripped my heel out of his hand, and it might have been okay, but it was at the end of round 4, round 5, something like that, and he just didn't have the energy, or he thought he'd be fine, be able to yank it out. You can't afford even the smallest mistake with someone like Islam Makhachev, not from that camp, not as disciplined as he is, not as good as he is. And it's so funny, he's such a timid guy, but man, just ruthlessly good. And so with a fighter with which you can make very little mistakes, perhaps the solution is someone who is very level-headed. Ian talks a lot of talk.
No. Neil's not answering the question. He's gonna sit there and he's gonna be quiet. Nobody, there is no right to ever put your hand on a kid, ever discipline anything.
He loves to yap. He talks a big game. I will never forget, because when a fighter says something, I remember it. Like, I don't like when people just blab to blab. That means nothing to me. That means you're a fake person. He was going off on the microphone about he's going to strike and he's going to knock this guy out and finish this fight, and then you see, a 5-round decision. It's like, hey man, if you're not going to actually do the thing you say you're going to do, that doesn't make me want to be a fan of you, okay? If you're going to do a 5-round decision, fight hard. I'm not saying you're not great. I'm saying don't promise something that you're not going to keep. Nevertheless, Ian has everything that's required to become a great. He's got all 3 of these tools that we've talked about. He's disciplined. He knows how to stay focused. He knows how to stick to a game plan. And speaking of sticking to good game plans, I've got one for you. You should subscribe to this channel and then go check out my other channel. I put a lot of effort into creating documentaries about amazing stories, true stories of the world's greatest fighters. So go check out that channel at Owenly Productions and subscribe here.
It's a big hit to me, man. This is my life,
Some fighters aren't remembered for the gold belt around their waist. They're remembered for the way they make you feel. You bring them up in conversation, and everybody's eyes light up. If you ask me, that feeling is worth its weight in gold.